Hi, my name is Muhammad Zali bin Zaidi and my matrix number is CF230038. And I want to present about the introduction of our trip project. In this project, the geological formation in air hitam, Teluk Iskandar and Teluk Penyabung are investigated with the intent to improve our knowledge of rock type. Combining theoretical knowledge with practical fieldwork, this expedition not only developed geological skill, but it also encouraged teamwork and cooperation. Lastly, the knowledge accumulated will help establish a more complete picture of geological process. Next, the description of the field investigation will apply the geological principles to consider factors like location, design, construction, operation, and maintenance of engineering project. During the trips, students were introduced to practical fieldwork, including identifying and classifying rock types and observing deep direction and deep angle at various slope sites. At each site, students conduct tasks such as determining rock formation and type, assessing weathering rate, examining geological structure. This hands-on experience allows students to better understand real-world geological conditions and their implication for engineering project. The objective of this trip project is to precisely identify various rock types encountered in engineering works, including igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rock. Number two, to examine and record the geological characteristic of rock mass such as layer, fault lines, fault, and joints. Number three, to calculate the safety factor for specific rock slope within the study area. Next is the problem statement. The problem statement of this project is engineering geological studies play a key role in rock classification, geomechanical classification, and rock slope stability analysis. Rocks can be very different in what mineral they contain, how they look, and how they build. People often use systems like the RMR, which is rock mass rating, to check how good and stable rock mass are. Case study. Case study for this project is the geological trip 2 happened on November 29 and 30, 2024. And the ride from Mutashem to Air Hitam took about 1 hour, and from Air Hitam to Pantai Sri Mersing lasts around 2 hours and 19 minutes. And this picture is in the map, which is tell us about where the site we have to go to do this project.
My name is Shazwan Hadi bin Mohammad Suhaimi. My matrix number is CF230061. Next we're going to the flowchart. As we can see, this is flowchart for the whole activities that we're going through from the site, and in the end we making the reports. So for the flowchart, the primary method used in this study was a rock exploration in the Aitam and Mersing, arranged to accomplish the goal of applying weathering, grade, and geological analysis in the geometrically classification and stability analysis of rock slope. Planning and analyzing different engineering projects in geological engineering require an understanding of the properties of rock masses, the methodology and importance of rock characterization for evaluating geological structural elements such rock formation, rock characteristic, and rock slope stability, especially in the slope and coastal area, are explained in the study in the flowchart before. So next is for methodology of our study. The methodology for this geological investigation involve a comprehensive approach that include field observation, sampling, and data collection to analyze the rock formation in Aihitam and Mersing. Students utilize various geological tools such as the Bruton compass for measuring deep angle and deep direction, and conduct Smith-Hammer tests to assess rock hardness. The investigation also involved classifying rocks type, involving geological structure, and documenting discontinuous. Additionally, the team employed geological map to guide their exploration and utilize point load testing to determine rock properties. This systematic approach ensures a true understanding of the geological characteristic and stability of the study sites, providing value insight for engineering application. With the objective to investigate the rock formation in Aitam and Mustang, the technique for this geological study used through approach involving field observation, sampling, and data gathering. Students use a variety of geological equipment, including the brutal compass, to measure deep angle and deep duration, and Smith hammer test to figure out the hardness of the rock. Documenting discontinuous, assessing geological features, and studying different type of rock were all a part of the inquiry. The team also used point load testing to determine the characteristic of the rock and geological map to direct their in excavation. The geological features and stability of the location under study were truly understood thanks to this methodology, which also yield insightful information for engineering application. So the equipment and the material the that we use in the site investigation, first is measuring tape, second is fracture gauge, third is Smith ribbon hammer, four RMR system table, and the last but not least geological compass. The importance of geological mapping in Malaysia is research and use of Malaysian natural resources such as material and petroleum depends heavily on geological mapping. They are also crucial for determining the best place for infrastructure project like roads, building, and dam. Additionally, these maps are essential for evaluating natural hazards, including land subsidies, landslide, and earthquakes, for the benefit of several enterprise and governmental organizations. The Geological Survey of Malaysia oversees creating and updating comprehensive geological map for the whole nation on the regular basis.
And now I will present about Site 1, I Hitam. And before we start our analysis on the site investigation, we will determine the rock formation and the type of rock. And for the introduction, in the wide area of Cerun Batu Air Hitam, it contains igneous rock in angular formations with unconformities and joints. Geological features near Cerun Batuan Air Hitam suggest igneous rock formation possibly created by lava coding and solidifying. So we will determine the 2 times 2 meter scan line first, and then we will identify the lines into 5 categories based on different angles. We will also find the classification of discontinuity conditions by using the lab sheet here that is given to find the discontinuity length, the separation aperture, the roughness, the infilling, and also the weathering. It is also important to take note that during our site investigation during Hitam is raining moderately, so we determine our weathering to be moderately weathered. So in the beginning, every group must find their own scan line, 2 meters times 2 meters, except for the team leader. Team leader will meet with Dr. Fidaus and some of the AJK in order to Dr. Fidaus explain about how to use the geological compass to find deep angle and deep direction for the data collection of discontinuity for the site air hitam. So this is our group discussion for the data collection. We also request the help of Dr. Fidaus to give guide, and Dr. Fidaus explain about how to determine the condition of discontinuity also with the data collection. So this is the part of chapter 4, and this is like the data analysis for the 2 times 2 meter length for scanline discontinuity mapping. And we have decided that we wanted to choose around 5 different types of discontinuity line, which actually will depend on the angle. So we decided that color red, the angle is from 0 to 10, and also from 180 until 170. The main reason why we use 5 types of discontinuity is because we feel like the more um, we identify different types of discontinuity, the better the or the more accurate the result will be compared to if we just use like 2 or 3 types of discontinuity. It would be more accurate if we use more types of discontinuity. And this is basically the drawing using Microsoft Word for the line. And yes, these are the discontinuity that we found. We also seek guidance or advice from Dr. Fidaus on how to determine the lines, and he approved our type of choose. So now is the rock mass classification based on total, and these are the data that we obtain for the calculation, and also step by step description based on the calculation. We showed it on our full report. However, this is like the short form for our RMR, and we get the total value of 47, which means that based on the lab sheet or the RMR table, we get the value of our rock to be determined as fair rock. So now is the discontinuity data collection, and based on our site investigation, we managed to get 10 different types of data discontinuity. And based on the data, we will do the first step is to do plotting. The second step is to do numbering. The third step is to do contouring. And after we do the contouring process, we will get the total of 4 different types of poles. And then we will also get the great circle. And after that, we will analyze the great circle in order to find the failures for planar, for wedge, and also for toppling. For planar, we get, if I'm not mistaken, post 4. For wedge, we get the failure which is possible at uh, post 1 and post 4. And in for toppling, there is no possible joint for the failure. And that is it for our data
Alright,
explanation.
my name is Muhammad Hafiz, and I'm going to present about our site 2, which are Teluk Skandar, Sri Mersing. Alright, based on here,
we at this site we can identify which are there are several rock that we have found based on three type of rock, which are igneous, basalt, and metamorphosis. I can give you the name of the rock based on what we have found, which are the first one is the foliate fillet rock, quartz vein, then we got we got foliated rock, then quartzite, and lastly folded rock. All of these kind of rock which have their different type of characteristic, which are they are added based on the weather, and also they are facing many type of condition that force them to occur the weathering process. Then there are interbedded rock too, which are it involve the quartzite and fillet rock. Then based on at start two, we have discontinuity data collection, which are we are tasked to get the number of data 1 until 15. Then we are proceed to the discontinuity characteristic, which are to determine the pole of failure. We have 4 point: pole 1, pole 2, pole 3, pole 4, for determination to get deep direction, deep angle. Based on this deep of failure, we can determine on the failure, which are there are three type of failure, which are planar failure, wedges, and planar wedges, and that's all. Thank you.
So the third location we go is Cerun Batuan Pantai Batu Penyambung. So the rock that we find is pyroclastic tuff, and the pyroclastic tuff is a type of volcanic rock formed from the consolidation of volcanic ash and other volcanic debris eject during explosive eruption. The texture of very vary, with some tuff being fine grind and other containing larger fragment like likely small volcanic rock or even volcanic bomb. So as we can see, the picture shows is the example for the pyroclastic tuff that we get. So next is rock mass rating RMR at location 3. First step is outcrop preparation, and second one is unexcited compressed strength UCS. Step 3, rock quality designation RQD. Step 4, spacing of discontinuous. Step 5, condition of discontinuous. Step 6, groundwater condition. Step 7, rock mass classification based on total rating. Step 8, guideline for excavation tunnel support. So for the calculation and result that we solve, I gonna show you guys at the next So slide. This is the result and the analysis that we got for reading number, rebound valuable, average SRV, and the great circle that we do. For the plotting, numbering, and contouring is at the next So first slide. One we going to do is plotting from the graph. We plot the dots on the tracing paper. After that, we numbering our plotting. After that, we make a contour from the numbering. So for the last location we go when we make a site investigation is Pantai Pasir Lanun. So the rock that we found at Pantai Pasir Lanun is same rock at the site 3 before. It is pyroclastic, and pyroclastic material are volume fragment formed during explosive eruption, including ash, pumice, volcanic bombs, and blocks. This material eject with hot gas, create fast moving, extremely hot pyroclastic flows eh, capable of causing widespread destruction. Over time, consolidated pyroclastic material can form a rock called tuff. So this is example picture that we take, and for next is discontinued data collection like I showed. After that
This slide.
is discontinuity characteristic at this table, and the last one is type of failure and the criteria. Plana, the criteria is slope dip duration is 46 degree plus minus 20 degrees equal to 25 to 65. No joint fulfills. And second is slope angle 70 degrees more than plane angle more than friction angle equal to 30 degree. No joint fulfill. For the wedge is slope angle more than intersection of two plane angle more than friction angle. No joint fulfill. For toppling is in the range of 45 degree plus 180 degree plus minus 10 degree equal to 210 degree to 225 degree, and still no joint fulfill.
I want to present about the discussion based on our project, which are we have been to the three site at different place, which are site Air Hitam, site Teluk Iskandar 2, Mersing, and lastly Teluk Menyabung at site 3. Alright, this kind of site have bring us three type of different data. Okay, we explain about the site 1 Air Hitam. We can conclude that there's no plane failure based on the scanline discontinuity mapping over 2 meter at there. Then it is caused by the coastal rock formation, which it can reduce the chance of slope failure. Then also there's no joint were found there also. Lastly, the function of Bruton compass and Schmidt hammer are usually for us to issue the accurate data on the angle and rock hardness. Then Teluk Iskandar Penyambung site at Mersing, we can identify that there's many type of rock that we have found, which are phyllite, quartzite, which are it tells us that there are detailed geological history. Plus, they are observed, we can conclude that there's a dynamic geological process that involve, which are fault, and foliation. Plus, this kind of we ensure that to make sure that there are selecting safe site for infrastructure development in future at that place. And lastly, this finding make sure that us to be future engineering application and regional assessment are complete at our task. And lastly, to Menyabung, there are no plane failure also at the site coastal rock rather than a slope. Lastly, there's no joint plane failure. And lastly, the focus on this place are to identify the rock type and feature including pyroclastic rock. Lastly, to assess the potential hazard at there for the safe construction practice. But we have experienced many things from our expedition of geological subject tour. Alright, this geological tour actually was one of the valuable experience for us, and which are also insightful for students, which are they are highlighting many important of engineering geology in civil engineering, such as the key skill and knowledge required for us to solve the problem, which are we are thus given to identify many type of the different rock formation at the site that we are choose. And also we are responsible to identify what was the formation type rock, and we investigate deeply about the structure of geological at the site that we have choose. Next, to improve the recognition of fault, joint, and understanding of track and deep direction in geological field, which are this kind of subject are teaching us on how to be a geological engineer in the future, and also to give us experience on how to handle this kind of rock structure. Next, to understanding the weathering process that calcification of rock had happened at every rock formation at everywhere, which are rock at everywhere are facing this kind of process, which are it make the rock to be solid and also to be a part of the geological structure, and also student are ability to analyze the mass movement of activity and perform slope stability assessment, which are on what we have learned at the laboratory geology. We gonna apply it on the site. Then this trip also provide a hand-on learning experience that enhance us to understand beyond conventional classroom method, which are what we have learned in class and what we have done at the site are different. So we are supposed to be focused on class to be more perform on the site, which are it is easy to us to gathering the data. And lastly, the collaboration on teamwork among participants were critical to be mission success, which mean all of us must be participate to make sure that the data are gathered and successfully. Overall, this project delivers perspectively to prepare students to be apply geological knowledge in future engineering project, which mean we are ready to be succeed in future if we are given task to be a geological engineer. InsyaAllah. Amin.